The Gospel of the Lord. You could see how all this could happen. The temple attracted an awful lot of people, and where a lot of people gather, people who are selling things tend to gather there too. And perhaps these traders started outside, and then maybe the weather was extremely hot one day, and one of them asked, could they just sell inside the door for shelter? And then more came in, and then more came in, and then suddenly they took up an awful lot of space in the temple. In some sense, God was pushed further and further back and became less and less of a focus. And then Jesus came in and saw this. He was so angry. He was so angry because his Father's house was being disrespected. His Father was not the focus in the house. His Father was being pushed out, while secondary things became the main focus. And this was intolerable for Jesus to witness. He couldn't bear his Father being treated in this way. He knew his Father, and he knew the pain that this would cause him too. And he cleared the temple. And in so doing, he offended the people in charge. And it's all very dramatic. And we may be shocked at Jesus being angry and throwing the tables over. And we may be also shocked at the thought of the temple becoming a marketplace for traders. However, it might be important not to be too shocked too quickly and just think about our own lives. The question we need to ask is, what is the main focus in my life? When we think about the absolutes in our life, what are they? Are they important? If our lives were compared to the temple, what takes up most space? If Jesus entered the temple of our life, would he have much clearing out to do? Would he be angry with what he saw? In many ways, these can be hard questions, but they do need to be answered. What is non-negotiable in your day? And for many people, it can be a hobby or it can be television programs. Nothing can interrupt them. What do you give your mind to? Are they holy and wholesome thoughts? What is the basic question, I suppose, is what, or is God central in your life? And I think that there are some very clear things that we can do to ensure that secondary things don't creep into the temple that is our life. The things that push God out of our lives tend to be very subtle. We don't consciously do it, but we allow things to creep in and in and in and then leave less and less space for God. And this seems to be how it happens, gradually. So what clear things can we do? Well, the first is to pray every morning. It is not possible to be too busy to pray in the morning, because no matter what time you have to get up, you can get up a little bit earlier and give the first part of the day to God. God should be the first person we speak to every day. Each morning, offer God your day and yourself to do with what he will. And then the first reading reveals how we should live our day, and that is according to the 10 Commandments. And they're not out of date. And they're as relevant and as necessary today as they were the day God gave them to Moses, every single one of them. And it's so easy to allow things to creep into the temple of our lives that contradict the 10 Commandments. And then we can allow these things to become our focus, and we can spend our time justifying them to ourselves, to others, and even to God. The simple truth is that we're wrong when we're doing that. It's wrong to break any one of the 10 Commandments. And when we do, we push God out of the temple. And when sinfulness creeps in, God is pushed out. And any day we obey the 10 Commandments, we keep God as the focus in the temple of our lives. And then every night we should pray again. And we should pray during the day as well as we go about our work and go to Mass if at all possible. But at night, God should be the last person we speak to. And we should always thank Him for the gift of the day that we have just lived. You see, for God to be the focus in the temple of our lives, we need to do real and practical things. It's not enough to just say it. We need to show it. We need to show it to God, and we need to show it to one another. And when we do that, we can be comforted to know that when Jesus enters into the temple of our life, He's not angry, but He's full of joy, because His Father is central, is the focus, and is loved and respected.